What's up YouTube? Today I am doing a Photoshop tutorial that's been requested a good bit, and that's how to make galaxies, mostly for GFX, but not really for realistic stuff like this. You're just going to be learning in here how to make your average galaxy for text effects, just background layers, stuff like that. After this tutorial, the most you'll know is how to make the background for a galaxy themed text layer or YouTube banner or something like that look halfway decent. So once you're in Photoshop, just go ahead and hit Create New if you're in CC 2017, or just go to File and New. Go to I'm gonna probably do 1920 by 1080. I usually do 4K, but I'm just gonna do 1920 by 1080 on this one. So once you have your new Photoshop document, go ahead and make a layer out of your background. And once you have your layer out of your background, click this button down here by your colors. If your colors are anything different than this, it will look just the same. Just click this little button and it'll change your colors to black and white. And for the majority of this tutorial, that's kind of be what you want. So just go ahead and click Alt, backspace. I don't know, I think it's Option or something like that on a Mac, but I'm just going to be saying Windows shortcuts. If you do Photoshop at all and have ever watched a Photoshop tutorial, you will know what I mean by this. And then create a new layer by hitting Control, Shift, and N. And then make that next layer also black. Go to Filter up here at the top and do Noise, add noise. Now this is probably the heart of this entire thing, is just your noise layers. And what you're gonna do from here is go to Distribution down here and change. By default it will look like this. It'll say Uniform, and both of these will be unchecked. You need to uncheck Uniform by clicking Gaussian, however you want to pronounce it, and then click Monochromatic. And then where it says Amount right here, this is the part that usually people have the hardest thing with. You don't want it being too dark like this. You don't want this. And you also don't want it like this. You want somewhere in the center. So, and this is usually different for everyone. Like how mine might be in the 40 to 50 range, yours might be 8 or 200, you never know. So mine usually lies around the 47-50 area, so I'm just going to kind of use it like that. And then you're going to hit Control L on your keyboard and go ahead and change this all the way over. This left slider, the darkest one, change that all the way over till you have this dusty, starry effect in the background. And I usually just drag mine all the way over, considering I use a moderately high value. So I use that at like 250 to 255. Somewhere in there is usually pretty good. So then just click OK. And then what you're going to do is go up here to your selection tool and make a square or a rectangle. And just once you have your rectangle or square, whatever, make sure it's not too large. You don't want it way out here or way inside. You want it just kind of centered out, equal distance from all the borders, and not too small. Then once you have it, you're going to do Control C, Control V, and then Control T. And that should bring up this little box right here, which you can use to scale it out to all the corners. And once you have it scaled out to all the corners, just click your check mark, and you'll see now that we have some larger stars that you can probably actually see in the video now. And then change I think this is blend modes, I'm not sure what this is actually called. Change this over to screen, and that'll give you your stars in the background, which you can see if I click back and forth here. Now once you've done that, you're going to create another new layer, and this time you are going to go over to your gradient tool. You can either go over here by clicking G, or you can just click on it over here. Now by default, I'm pretty sure this is actually set to paint bucket, so if it is, you can just right click on it and change it to gradient tool. No biggie. And then just go up here to the top where you see the gradient, click on that, and you can see all these different gradients. Now you can download gradients from the internet and just load them in by clicking that load button right there, or you can just click some of these and make your own and then save them if you wish. So what you're going to do is just make a gradient of your choice, click OK. Now once you've made your gradient, I usually just use the default on this one. I don't use any of the other ones. Now if I was going to use the other ones, I would probably use the star, which looks like this. or the sphere circle thing, which just kind of looks like this. It looks like a donut. But I prefer just the normal, easy one. So what you're going to do is just kind of find a place that it looks okay. So I know mine by default. I drag it from corner to corner and it looks fine. And for the majority of you that are using equally balanced ones, like dark color over here, iffy color over here, and then just a different color in the center, a 3-color gradient will look great by just going from corner to corner. More advanced gradients, on the other hand, you may have to go at a different angle or different lengths, stuff like that. But per se, you make a bad movement. Like you say that this doesn't really look that great. You can do Control or Command Z on your keyboard, and you can undo it, which is basically undo for any program, for those of you that don't know. And then just do your gradient again. And you can do that as many times as you need to get it perfect. So, once you have your gradient, you're going to make another new layer by once again doing Control Shift N on your keyboard. And go to Filter. No, don't listen to me. Well, actually, yeah, listen to me. Filter, and then Render, and Clouds. And that will give you this kind of cloudy thing. And then change the, I'm going to call this blending mode, over to overlay. And once it is on overlay, change your gradient to overlay as well. And that will give you different color stars, which is very pretty. So, once you have that, you're going to go to your beginning star layer, not your background layer, but your very beginning star layer. And you're going to go over to your brushes. Now I'll have download links for both of the brush sets that I'm using in the description. First and foremost, I'm going to be making kind of some smoky stuff, which usually looks probably the best on my behalf. Change your color. I think it's your foreground color. Change that to white. And then just go ahead and click any of these smoke brushes and change the size up a little bit and just kind of rotate it around and just kind of fill in the background. I'll probably speed the video up here so you guys can just kind of watch the process fall and just kind of do this until you get it to where you like it. And you'll see the outcome of mine in just a second. So I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Okay, so once you've done this, and you kind of have it to where you like it at least, you're going to go back to your brushes. And you're going to go to the very bottom, however you loaded these. And also, if you don't know how to load a Photoshop brush and you just downloaded these, you're going to go and click this little button right up here in your brushes. Click Load Brushes, and you will be brought to just the normal App Data Brushes panel. And you can just drag and drop your brushes in here because this is the default place that it's going to load. Although, if it did put them on your desktop, you can just click Desktop and go there and double click and open them. So, once you have that, go down to the very bottom, or however you loaded it, go somewhere and find those star brushes that I got you to download. Change the size on those, and with these, you want your opacity, also once again with that smoke, if it didn't look right, change your opacity up a good bit. So, for the stars, you definitely want a higher opacity, so it actually looks decent. And you're going to just go through all the star layers, and just kind of change the size, change how they look. I don't recommend going way too large, but like, kind of different sizes. Give it some variety. Now, once you've done this, you'll kind of see that stuff is a little bit all over the place. Once you've done all this, you can go and use your adjustments layers. You can either do them from right here, or you can do them from down here so you can see the names of them. I did not mean to do that. So, what you can do is just go through here. I usually use hue and saturation to kind of justify what mine looks like. I usually lower the saturation just a little bit and put my text and stuff over top. And you can also use these to change the colors of them just a little bit. I usually probably make it more of a bluish type of thing. Or you can go and use these presets. Now, the one that I use for the majority of my stuff is cyanotype. And that just makes everything this nice teal color. But I'm not going to do that for the sake of this video. So, make it kind of like a bluish type of thing, blue-purple. And that will probably be your background galaxy layer. And then if you want to kind of see how it looks with text and stuff like that, you can just go ahead and make a quick text layer. I'm not going to do a tutorial on this anymore. Most of you know how to make a text layer in Photoshop. So just make a quick text layer, quick saying something. And that will just that will make it kind of stand out a little bit more. But you guys get the point. That's basically how you're going to make a galaxy type of thing for some GFX if you're needing it. All the brush links, all of that stuff is in the description, and the project file for this is in the description if you need a pointer. So I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. If there's anything that I missed, please comment down below and I will answer any questions that you guys have. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see each and every one of you in the next one. See ya.